The theme of Exigence is really the urgency that all of the factions are feeling as they pursue their own agendas within the narrative. And we're kind of reaching the point of almost hitting the climax of what this narrative arc brings for our factions.
There's a variety of plots and schemes unfolding, and we're seeing that really kind of start to come to a head in Exigence. And each faction is having to find a way to negotiate those difficulties and confront the adversaries, some of which they know, some of which they may not even expect.
As far as new warlocks go for this book, there's a whole host of really great and inspiring options.
Helga the Conqueror provides support for her Pharaoh army in a lot of ways. She's got a great spell list, and she also has a feat that will help them just pummel their foes and smash them away.
My favorite has to be Xerxes, Fury of Halak. This is Xerxes as he was always meant to be. He's mounted on a giant war rhino, and he just smashes through everything in his path.
We had just shown Xerxes like seriously wounded, almost had to be taken off the field by his companions. He's not going to allow any kind of injury to slow him down. And so to me, it was perfect that, you put him on that rhino and you can't get a better wheelchair than a gigantic rhinoceros that can destroy anything that gets in his way.
Another one of my favorites has to be Jaga Jaga, who's the new Gatorman warlock character, and is the first female Gatorman that we've actually seen. She's got this cool little undead snake that she attacks with. She's very mystical and kind of embodies their dark death magic arts, and she pairs really well with a lot of the other offerings that we've seen from the faction, opening up new ways to view and to play with the Gators themselves. The new Legion character warbeast is actually a heavy Nephilim, and he's attached to Saren and Rias. So the cool thing about him is that he has two affinities based on which warlock he's actually with at the time.
There's some wacky stuff going on. I think we have some really exciting stuff with battle engines.
The Gatorman battle engine is called the Sacra Vault, and this thing is a massive stone temple dedicated to the powers and energies of death, pushed by these two huge albino gators.
The Sacral Vault is one of the few models in all of War Machine or Hordes that can benefit from the souls of your own troops or enemy troops, no matter who kills them. It uses these souls to possess the bodies of the recently destroyed and then use those models to go fight their own former allies.
The Meat Thresher is one of those crazy ideas that could only happen in the Pharaoh.
Sadistic, kind of twisted, dark humor death machine. It's got these giant rotating barrels on the front that are actually powered by these little razor bores inside. And the way they get the razor bores to run and propel the machine is by heating up the barrel. So these things are trying to run away from all the flames that are trying to consume them.
A machine that could just kind of run through an army and turn it into sliced meat for the Pharaoh to eat at the end of it. I think there's something quite beautiful in that.
Beast packs are an entirely new style of warbeast, which are basically a cross between a standard warbeast and a unit. So if you can imagine lesser warbeasts, these little gribbly monsters that aren't quite big enough alone to constitute a threat, but when grouped together into hunting packs, can bring down larger targets and can feed off of each other.
Beast packs are units of warbeasts. They don't have damage spirals like warbeasts do, they just have a damage track like a unit. They do have unit coherency rules, they have to stick around the pack leader, but they do use Fury. The Fury points go on the leader of the pack, and when he has as many Fury points as there are members of the pack cannot be forced. You can transfer damage to them, they have a Fury stat, so you can leech, you can reave. So really that provides the differentiator between a warrior unit in the same faction.
Well, there's a whole lot of awesome in the Exigence books. I think the star of the show has got to be the lesser warlock characters that are coming out for the factions.
These lesser warlocks parallel the novice warcasters from Vengeance. They don't have their own built-in battle group like the previous lesser warlocks of Hordes. Instead, you choose which warbeasts to put into their battle group. Horgal Ironstrike is a powerful smith. He is able to use slag trolls and pyre trolls, but he gets either of these models at a discount. He's also really good at kind of taking advantage of their ranged combat capabilities.
Probably my favorite, both visually and gameplay-wise, is Una the Falconer. She has a very thematic element. She's all about falconry, and so therefore, she not only uses hunting birds, but she also specializes on griffin warbeasts. So she kind of has this fun, very thematic play and synergy, and she adds a whole heck of a lot in terms of striking power and options to a circle force. The biggest challenges when designing the Lesser Warlocks was to make sure that we created something that was both compelling and fun, and also balanced power-wise and fit within the theme that we envisioned for their place in the faction.
HORDES Exigence offers a really broad range of options to players, from your Lesser Warlocks to your new battle engines, to new character warbeasts and new warlocks. There's really something for everyone.
The biggest goal with Exigence was to make something that not only continued the story and the escalation towards the climax of the narrative arc that we're currently on, but also to create something that opened up a whole slew of new possibilities to explore the world even further and to really unravel the mysteries and the heroic narratives of our different characters within it.